He ran into a little bit of trouble his last time out against Hub City, but managed to climb through 4 innings, allowing 3 earned runs on 4 hits, struck out 4, and walked 1. His previous 2 starts were really good. 3 innings on the 20th of June versus Greensboro, 2 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. He faced the Greenville Drive in his first start this year with Winston-Salem. 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So he'll get another crack at the Drive lineup. It's Gonzalez, the DH, to lead it off, followed by Azakar, the center fielder, and Cespedes, the shortstop. In the field for Winston-Salem, it's Eddie Park in left, George Wolko in center, Eli Brown in right, Geral Perez at third, Ryan Burrows at short, Bryce Eblin at second, Arxie Hernandez at first. Newcomer Ben Hartle, traded from the Texas Rangers system, played for Hub City last week. He's now a member of the Winston-Salem Dash. He plays catcher tonight, 60 feet and 6 inches away from Juan Carrela, who toes the first base side of the rubber and looks into Hartle for his first sign. The right-hander Gonzalez batting .253, and he swings at the first pitch, fouls it back for a strike at 6:31 p.m. Eastern. We are underway from downtown Winston-Salem. Glad you're with us, and happy Thursday. Gonzalez, the 3rd overall prospect for the Red Sox, 0-1. He swings and pokes it foul off to the right, 0-2. 0 for 3 last night, couple of walks and a strikeout. 0 for 4 on Tuesday, with a walk and 3 strikeouts. So he's still looking for his first hit of the series. Right-hander waits, almost motionless, and here's the pitch. He swings and grounds one weakly to short. Easy 2-hand pickup for Burrows, and a throw to first is in time by a step. 1 gone in a scoreless first inning. As we trail into the 4th of July weekend, these 2 teams are sporting some America-themed uniforms, some interesting combos. The Drive wearing a navy base with some fireworks spread across the front and the back, a white-colored right sleeve, a red-colored left sleeve, green Drive in cursive across the front, and Azakar swings through the first pitch from Carrela for a strike, 0-1. Red numbers on the back, gray pants, dark batting helmets with the Drive logo. 0-1. Misses just inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Winston-Salem in all white jerseys and pants with a stars and stripes colored Winston-Salem word mark across the front. Blue numbers on the back, 1-1. That's tipped foul off the catcher Hartle, and it's 1-2. The caps this year are pretty cool. It's like a beige base with Stars and Stripes WS outlined in gold on the front, Navy Bill, and an America 250 patch on the side, 1-2. Strike, 3 called, got him with a breaking ball down low, 2 gone quickly in a scoreless top of the first inning. I'm going to have to get me one of those hats. That's a nice memento to commemorate this 250th anniversary of our nation's independence.
It's a hat fit for a momentous year to turn, that is for sure.
2 up, 2 down for Juan Carrela. Here is Yoelian Cespedes on the right side, team leader in average. He takes a breaking ball inside, chest high, 1-0. Cespedes, the 16th Red Sox prospect, batting .277, 43 runs batted in, 12 homers, 19 doubles, leads in all those categories. He swings through a breaking ball down and away, and it's 1-1. Fans continuing to file in on a hot and muggy evening. Still plenty of daylight. Little shadows creeping over the third base side of Truist Stadium. Here's the 1-1. Another swing and a miss on a slider down low and outside. 1-2. 4-seamer, sinker, sweeper, cutter, and a slider arsenal for the right-hander Carrela. 6'3", 190 pounds. Out of the Dominican Republic. From the wind, his 1-2. Is swung on and bounced high toward third. Running stop by Perez. A bang-bang throw to first retires Cespedes. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Juan Carrela. Dasher up to bat next with no score. Bottom of the first on the way. A perfect first inning for Juan Carrela. 3 up, 3 down, and no score. Heading to the bottom of the first. Dasher showing Eli Brown to lead it off from the left side against Kyson Witherspoon. The 21-year-old right-hander out of Kansas City, Missouri. First-round draft pick last year by the Red Sox. First pitch comes out of the stretch. Here it is. Fastball at 95, sails high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Eli Brown, among qualified players on the Dash roster, leads in average and on-base percentage. Also leads in walks with 57. Here's the 1-0. Taken on the outside half for a strike, 1-1. I've been really impressed by Brown this season. He's definitely one of the most well-rounded players for Winston-Salem.
Could not agree more.
The 1-1. Clips the outside corner, a breaking ball. Puts Witherspoon ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brown hits for contact, hits for average. He's a fantastic defender, usually in center field. He's in right tonight. The 1-2. Checks his swing. A breaking ball misses the corner low and in. Quick appeal sent to Reed Hoover, the field umpire, down the first base line. Reginald Webb is tonight's home plate umpire, calling balls and strikes. It's 2-2 on Brown. He's a real level-headed clubhouse guy as well. 2-2. Fastball at 96, misses away, and the count is full.
The thing about Brown is, even at the beginning of the year when Shelton, DePino, and Bonham dominated this lineup, Eli Brown was always Mr. Reliable, Mr. Consistent, and that has stayed the same even when his name has been in the spotlight.
The 3-2. Fouled away. Brown's very interchangeable as far as the lineup goes. He's been in the top third of the lineup and has done a really good job of rounding out the bottom third of the order sometimes. That on-base percentage at .406 works wonders down there. Another 3-2 from Witherspoon on the way. Swinging a foul tip in and out of Heyman's mitt. The very end of Brown's barrel caught a piece of the baseball, and it rolls a little ways down the third base line. Picked up by Heyman, chucked toward the first base dugout. Brown will see 3-2 again. Infield has him pulled toward first. Big gap down the third base line into left field. Here's the pitch. High pop, left side of the infield. Little jog by Anderson, and now a charge toward the sidewall by Heyman, the catcher. He watches it drop into the seats. Good battle being put up by Eli Brown in the leadoff spot. Still no score with nobody out in the bottom of the first.
Cannot draw up a better leadoff at bat from pretty much a primo leadoff guy.
Waits in a staggered stance, knees bent, a little hunched in toward the plate. Another 3-2. Swing and a hard hit, high line drive, deep right field. It is caught on the run by the right fielder Jackson. 1 gone in the first. After a great AB by Eli Brown to run up the pitch count a little bit on Kyson Witherspoon. 4.74 ERA, a 2-3 record for the 21-year-old right-hander. He's completed 57 innings before tonight, 61 strikeouts, 28 walks, with a .254 opposing average and a .140 whip. Here's Ryan Burroughs on the right side. Infield evens out a bit. Here's the pitch. He swings and pokes the first pitch. Foul off to the right, strike 1. Ryan Burroughs, another really well-rounded player. .244 average. He's been a consistent enough hitter. I think that he'll tell you he'd like to bump that average up. But he hits for extra base power. 16 doubles, tied for the team lead. He takes a bouncer outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 28 runs batted in, 4 home runs for the Panamanian utility man, I should say. He is not just an infielder. We've seen him in the outfield, and he just plays with such an electricity and speed about him. Here's the 1-1. It's swung on and lifted out to left center field. 2 men after it. Rodriguez, the left fielder, charges into the gap and puts Burroughs away with one hand. 2 up, 2 down on flyouts by Brown and Burroughs. No score in the bottom of the first. Gerald Perez, no strain. Salem spent all of 2025 with the Dash last year, led in home runs with 22, and knocked in 24 RBIs. He is down from Double-A after batting a 180 clip there through the first half of the season. First pitch to the righty is taken on the inside half for a strike. 95 on the gun from Witherspoon. He likes that fastball on the first pitch. He's got the fastball, the cutter, slider, curve, and a changeup. Is 0-1. Swung on, tapped foul toward the third base on deck circle. It's quickly 0-2. Perez, through just a handful of games since being called down, bats .267, 4 runs batted in. Bats close in toward the plate on the right side near the back of the box. Slightly closed off stance. The 0-2. Fastball high and in at 95, 1-2. Well, the thing that is most impressive, I think, about Perez is just how much pro ball experience he has given his age. Only 21 years old, 6 years of pro experience. Signed very young as an international free agent with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He pokes one out to shallow center field, and that drops a 2-out base hit for Gerald Perez.
I think where that age and presence and experience is most noticeable is defensively. But since coming back to Winston-Salem, again, this game for him, wearing the Dash jersey, his at-bats have been very, very impressive. Not wavering when he gets down behind the count and able to get a nice piece of hitting here.
The table is set for George Wolko. The cleanup hitter is in center field tonight. Leads the team in slugging at .441. Also leads in runs batted in, home runs, doubles, and triples. So a lot of power. He had a 2-double game a few nights ago on Tuesday. The pitch, he swings through a breaking ball right down the middle for a strike. Yeah, it looked like the cutter from Witherspoon. A little bit of velo off that fastball. Infield playing Wolko to pull. Big guy, 6'7", 240 pounds. Witherspoon's 0-1 is swung on and missed. There's the breaking ball. And a changeup with some arm side break puts Wolko behind 0-2. No score, 2 away with Gerald Perez at first base. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-2. Grounded past a reaching Rodriguez at first into right field. Perez around second, charges for third as the ball's corralled by the right fielder Jackson and tossed to first base. Runners at the corners. Thanks to back-to-back singles, all Wolko.
Wolko swung and missed at a changeup in almost this exact spot, but he was able to extend his arms out a little bit further, keep that barrel in the zone a lot longer. And when he's able to do that, even though this pitch is outside, he's able to pull it to his pull side towards right field. Perez, a great read, all able to go from first to third.
James Taussig, the left-handed DH, stands in. 17 runs batted in, 6 home runs, 7 doubles as well. The pitch. Taken high and away, a changeup at 85, 1 ball, no strikes. James Taussig, recent call-up from Low A Kannapolis, 6'6", 230 pounds, out of Houston, Texas, 23 years old. He checks his swing at the 1-0. It's a cutter that misses just up and away. So a good look there, puts Taussig ahead 2-0. Infield plays Taussig to his pull side toward first. Step and a throw to the first base bag. Head first slide by Wolko. No tag by Gerardo Rodriguez. A long look in by Witherspoon and a nod to his catcher, Heyman. The 2-0 pitch. This is swung on and belted. Deep left field. Rodriguez back. It is gone. A home run. That one got out of here in a flash. 97 off the bat. It brings 3 runs home. Winston-Salem with an early 3-0 lead as Taussig blasts his 7th home run of the year.
Fastball high and away. Taussig, we've been waiting for him to unleash that power. He has a ton of it, and I think that gets shown off here. An opposite field home run that was blasted.
Seems like all the home runs that he's hit have been on the road. It's nice to see one in front of a home crowd. And here is Arxie Hernandez on the right side with the bases empty. He takes a first pitch strike high in the zone, 0-1. So some early momentum offensively for Winston-Salem. 3-0 dash in the bottom of the first. Infield playing even and deep against the right-hander Hernandez. He swings and tips the 0-1 foul halfway up the screen, strike 2. Hernandez has made some good strides in the right direction. Coming back to Winston-Salem, he was called down to Kannapolis about halfway through last year, 0-2. He swings through a breaking ball down and away and strikes out for out number 3. James Taussig with his 7th home run of the year out to left field puts Winston-Salem on the board first. It's 3-0 dash after 1. Second inning is up next. It'll be Luke Heyman, Gerardo Rodriguez, and Isaiah Jackson due up for the drive, and they've got some work to do. Down 3-0, entering the top of the second. Juan Correa looking into his catcher Ben Hartle, takes his sign, now delivers. A first pitch strike on an off-speed up and in, 0-1. Alongside Max Wallace, Andrew Murphy with you on Bally Sports Live and the Dash Broadcast Network for Game 3 of a 6-game set between the Dash and the Drive. Big swing and a miss on a slider down and away. Correla's further ahead in the count, 0-2. 0-2. Soft grounder up the middle. A run by Burrows. He picks it up and fires to first for out number 1 in the second inning.
Really smooth. Really easy play there by Burrows. This one was off the bat rather slow. I think the grass ate it up a little bit. Just 75 on the way out. But, you know, initially Burrows was shaded closer to third. I thought this would be a tough play. But that left side of the infield, since getting Joral Perez back, man, it looks really good.
Here is Gerardo Rodriguez, right-handed batter. Swinging and grounding the first pitch just foul past third, strike 1. Now, if there's one thing that Juan Correa is really good at, especially at this level, it's getting ahead in the count. Like we said, he got 3 years of high A experience, so he's definitely acclimated to the talent level in high A. He knows how to work around these batters. 0-1. High pop, trailing foul down the baseline for strike 2. 3-0 our score. Winston with one away in the top of the second. Nobody on for Greenville. 0-2. Little blooper out to shallow right. A long run by the second baseman, Eblin. It's past him. Brown backs him up, the right fielder. It's a one-out base hit for Gerardo Rodriguez. First base runner of the game is aboard at first for the Drive. And the infield will set up for a double play as Isaiah Jackson, the left-handed right fielder, stands in. Jackson made his series debut last night, went 0 for 4 at the plate with a strikeout, a ground out, and 2 pop-outs. Correa working out of the stretch. His first pitch. Swung on, dribbled foul behind the plate. While Correa isn't generating a ton of swings and misses, he's generating a lot of foul contact, a lot of low-quality swings from drive batters, and that's about the best you can ask for if you can't get swings and misses. 0-1. Just outside on the changeup, 1-1.
Yeah, he does a really good job missing barrels, and when the ball does find the barrel, he knows that it's in a spot where it's going to get hit right to a defender. The defense has positioned well so far.
Correa is 1-1. Here it is. Swung on and lined high out to left, sending Park back. It is over his head and off the bottom of the wall. Manager Liam Carroll gives the breaks to Rodriguez at third, and Jackson's in at second, standing up with a one-out double. Just like that, an answer from the Drive. Runners at second and third with one away in the top of the second. Dash leading 3-0. One swing of the bat could tie this game up. Yoferi Rodriguez is tied for the team lead in home runs at 12. Also second in double at 15. Bats from the left side, leans back in anticipation of the first pitch from Correa. Takes a long time finding his signal from Hartle, now delivers. Swinging a tapper foul, that lands right in the batter's box for a strike. It's Rodriguez at third. Gerardo Rodriguez at third. Isaiah Jackson at second. Yoferi Rodriguez behind one. Takes a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yoferi Rodriguez did not play in last night's game, but on Tuesday he went 1 for 4 with an RBI double in the second. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out as well. The 1-1. Flips the outside half for a strike. 1-2. Rodriguez, 6'1", 185 pounds, out of the Dominican Republic, just 20 years old. Correla from the wind. The right-hander's 1-2 pitch. Upstairs and inside on a fastball at 94. Knocks Rodriguez down as he dipped out of the way. And it's 2-2.
This is a big at-bat, not only because you don't want to walk him to load the bases, but you'd also much rather go at him right here on a 2-2 count as opposed to that full count, just because of the way Rodriguez has shown discipline so far. And he's swinging really hard. He had 2 good-looking swings that resulted in foul balls already this at-bat.
After a brief timeout called by Rodriguez, he stands back in an open stance, a bend at the knees, back of the box. The 2-2. High pop behind the plate. Hartle ditches the mask, runs toward the wall, but it drops into the seats behind home plate. So we'll do 2-2 again. Rodriguez drags his bat across the point of the plate closest to the catcher. Leans it on his back shoulder. Correla winds and delivers the 2-2. Off speed misses away at 89. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Really good take right there. It's a changeup again, just a hair outside. Good plate discipline from Rodriguez.
Correla shakes off Hartle twice. Now agrees, and he deals. 3-2 is outside for ball 4. So that loads the bases. Rodriguez to first, Jackson at second, and Gerardo Rodriguez at third. Antonio Anderson will bat next. Switch hitting third baseman will go from the left side.
And what's interesting is Correla coming into today, it was all about not allowing the free passes, and I feel like that free pass here, again, not the best time for it.
The pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. Now the 0-1. Down and in again. No bite from Anderson. A ball and a strike. Antonio Anderson went 1 for 4 on Tuesday night with a single. Struck out and flied out twice. The 1-1. Clips the upper outside corner for a strike. 1-2. Nice little paint job by Correla to get back ahead. He retoes the rubber on the first base side. Brings the glove at chest height and delivers. A 1-2 that sinks low toward the middle of the plate. Anderson holds still, and it's 2-2.
Good idea. Change up low. I was thinking in my head this next pitch had to be below the belt. Try and get a ground ball while you're ahead in the count. Now it's 2-2. That whole strike zone's in play for you as a pitcher, but you don't want to put anything up and inside in the wheelhouse of Anderson here.
The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and cracked. Deep right field. Brown is back. It's over his head and off the wall. 1 run comes in to score. That's Rodriguez. Jackson around third and in to score. It's runners at the corners as Anderson drives in 2 with an RBI single. Dasher still in front 3-2 in the top of the second inning.
I thought this ball was going to get out of here. 102 off the bat, 369 in distance, so it missed it by about a foot, and it hit just below the yellow line. Good play, though, by Brown out there in right field. Again, not normally out there, and he was able to get it in pretty quickly to allow only 2 runs to score as opposed to the bases getting cleared.
He hung Anderson a breaking ball kind of near the middle of the zone. And Anderson put a good charge into it. Makes 2 of us, by the way, for thinking that it was going to leave the yard. Glad it didn't, though. Dasher still in front with runners at the corners. Double play possibility. Anderson not known to steal too many bags, just 1 for 2. But perhaps he'll go here as Stanley Tucker steps in on the right side. The ninth batter bats just 158 through a short stretch of games in high A. Correa out of the stretch. His pitch taken down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Correa hunches in for the sign from his catcher, Ben Hartle. Now gives Hartle the nod, sets at the chest, kicks and delivers. A fastball, missing just low and outside, 2-0. Can't help but think that Correa's losing a little bit of his feel early on in the second inning. From the right side, Tucker waits. Correa delivers. Swing and a ground ball hit weakly, left side. One-hand stab on the backhand by Perez. He bounces a throw to first that's late and scores Rodriguez. Game is tied at 3. Anderson also scoots 90 feet to second base. An RBI single by Tucker ties the game in the top of the second.
That was a fantastic play by Ryan Burroughs. Weakly hit 85 miles an hour off the bat to the backhand of Burroughs. Able to grab it, fires it immediately, didn't waste any time. That's as bang as it gets at the first base bag, but they call him safe.
So the drive bite right back with a 3 spot in the top of the second, and it's back to the top of the order in Justin Gonzalez. First pitch. Swung on and popped high in the air, down the right field line. 3 men after it. The second baseman, Eblin, charging in. He slides and can't make the catch just in front of the sidewall, past the tarp in the right field bullpen. And Eblin might be a little banged up. On his hands and knees, now gets up slowly and walks it off. That one always stings, especially when you don't come up with the ball.
Certainly does, and I think Eblin, I mean, it's hot down there. You said it, 95, 99 degrees. It's humid. There's no wind. And Eblin had to run really far as he's shaded closer towards the second base bag and in foul ground, that additional running, and then over some bumps over there in the bullpen. But really good effort, all things considered. Nice on the umpires and the defenders, giving him a chance to catch his breath as he's back over in his second base position.
It'll give Jake Bockenstedt some time to continue to warm in the right field bullpen for the Dash. Juan Correa is struggling here, as having allowed 3 runs, all of them earned, here in the top of the second inning to tie the game. 0-1 to Gonzalez. Is swung on and fouled away again, this time way out of play. It's 0-2. Gonzalez, the DH, is 0 for 1, grounded out to short for the first out in the top of the first inning. And he calls time, steps out toward third. Looks to his manager, Liam Carroll, for some signs, climbs back in, spins the bat into his backhand, holds it in front of his right shoulder. Here's the 0-2. That one's in the zone, down low, but called the ball, 1-2.
Really feel for Correa, too, because that pitch right there in the play from Burroughs, those are 2 outs right there for him that he just is not credited for.
A short look in by Correa. He takes, looks to second, now delivers the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Hartle, 2-2. Correa is doing a noticeable job of slowing down the pace. He was working a little bit more quickly in the first. He understands the severity of the situation here. Runners at first and second, still only 1 out. He's already allowed 3 runs. So he takes as much time as possible in between each pitch, trying to regain pace of the game. 2-2, misses just off the low outside corner. It's 3-2. Correa can't get a break this go-around.
I think that time it was because they were trying to throw that exact pitch inside because it went outside. It looked further outside than it actually landed, so that's ball 3.
Right-hander Gonzalez waits almost motionless in an open stance toward the back of the box. 3-2. Strike 3 called. Got him. Up and in with a breaking ball. 2 away in the second. Whew.
Needed that. Breaking ball comes front door on him, and it's a really good one. An 89-mile-an-hour slider just clips the upper inside corner. Had Gonzalez jumping in the righty box.
And Diaz-Carr is 0 for 1. Struck out looking in the first inning. He's got Anderson at second, Tucker at first. A tie ball game. 3-3 in the top of the second. Correa from the stretch. Deals him a first pitch strike low in the zone. Back to basics now for Correa, getting ahead on the first pitch. That strikeout for the second out in the inning was big for him. Oh, 1. Weak chop, just fair down the third base line. Perez is there at the bag. On it for the force out. That is out number 3. Greenville bites back to tie the game at 3. So a brand new ball game headed into the bottom of the second inning. Back in a moment. Back inside Truist Stadium, Greenville ties the game at 3 after an inning and a half. Bottom of the second is led off by a newcomer, Ben Hartle. Traded to the White Sox organization from the Texas Rangers org a couple of days back. He takes a first pitch strike up in the zone from the right-hander Kyson Witherspoon. It's 0-1. If it weren't for James Tausig's 3-run home run in the first inning, it would be 3-0 Greenville. That was Tausig's 7th on the season. Hit pretty well into the Wicked Weed Brewing and left, and the 0-1 misses high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ben Hartle. Hartle, a 5'10", 210-pound catcher, 23 years old, out of Springfield, Illinois. The 1-1. Witherspoon deals him a fastball up and in at 95, 2-1. Can't help but notice that Witherspoon has missed pretty regularly with that fastball up right. Let's see what he throws on 2-1. The pitch. An off speed, maybe a cutter, upstairs and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. That came across the plate at 90 miles an hour. Hartle waits, and Witherspoon deals the 3-1 pitch. That's inside and high again. A 5-pitch walk drawn by Ben Hartle. Leadoff man aboard for Winston-Salem. Good things tend to happen when that's the case.
Yeah, they needed an answer after a 3 spot in the top of the game. Has been really good as of recent. Last night included with that Alex Unger RBI, 2 RBI single in the 8th, but bottom of the order has done a great job getting it back to the top. Let's see if Eblin can keep that train moving.
Well, Bryce Eblin had a night last night. 3 for 4, 2 runs, a double, a walk and a strikeout. Spin and a throw to first. Head first slide by Hartle, beats the tag by Rodriguez. Bryce Eblin has really been on a tear lately, making the adjustment to stay a little further back in the box. It's definitely helped his swing and his confidence. He takes a first pitch strike on the upper outside corner at 85, 0-1. It's amazing what just one little tweak can do. I remember talking to hitting coach Adam Cinco about that adjustment. It was made right before the game where Eblin had those 2 home runs a couple of weeks back. 0-1. Hard hit grounder, right side, could be 2. The safe route is taken by the second baseman Tucker with an underhand to first. 1 gone as Eblin grounds out for 3 and sends Hartle to second base.
Yeah, Eblin hustled out of the box really hard. Again, he's a lefty, so he has a little bit of an advantage getting down the first base line, but this thing on the ground at just 70 miles an hour towards first base. Smart play by Tucker.
Eddie Park is the 9th batter. All down from Double-A just a couple of days ago. First pitch. The left-hander Park takes a strike on the inside edge. 0-1. In a small stretch back in high A, Park batting .429. He's got 2 runs batted in, 1 double. Hartle with a sizable lead from second base. Infield playing Park to pull. The 0-1. Witherspoon deals him a breaking ball that nicks the lower outside corner. Quickly 0-2. Dash and driver knotted at 3. We're in the bottom of the second inning with 1 away. Game 3 of a 6-game set. Winston-Salem already ahead 2-0 after a whopping 12-4 victory last night. And an extra innings 5-4 win on Tuesday. Witherspoon's 0-2. Swung on and missed. There's strike 3. Drop third strike by Heyman. Park jogs it out to first, but the throw beats him there. Strikeout number 2 on the night for Witherspoon. And he faces Eli Brown for the second time tonight. Brown flied out to right field in the first. That game last night, 12-4. Winston-Salem in the 8th inning, plated 8 runs. First pitch to Brown misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. That was, of course, creeping up on the franchise record for most runs in a game, or most runs in 1 inning. Bluffed move on the pitch by Witherspoon, a spin and no throw to second. So a bluff followed by a bluff to check the runner Hartle, who scoots back to the bag. Now strays away. Shortstop Cespedes into cover. The 1-0 to Eli Brown is skied foul down the left field line, 1-1.
He has a lot of those where he fouls it deep down the left field line.
The most runs in an inning came on May 20th this year, 11 in the 3rd inning at Greensboro. I remember that game well.
I do too.
That was a messy, messy night for the scorecard.
Yeah, it was. But a historic one.
Oh, yeah. 1-1. Clips the inside corner. Good take by Brown on a borderline pitch that goes Witherspoon's way. It's 1-2.
Can't believe that's a month and a week ago at this point. Time flies.
When you're having fun. 10 hits that inning, also a franchise record. The 1-2 to Eli Brown. Swung on, lined out to center field. It is caught on the run by Azakar. And there's out number 3. Hartle stranded at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a 3-3 ball game takes us to the 3rd. Back in a moment. His first pitch is swung on and missed. A beautiful slider down and away. 0-1 on Cespedes. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to third base in the 1st inning. The 0-1. Just high, a fastball at 93, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Cespedes leads his team in average at 275. Second in slugging. The 1-1. Swung on and hit high and deep to left field. If it's fair, it is way gone. I lost it. It is just foul. Wow.
That thing was in the air forever.
That was only 104 off his bat. It seemed like a lot more, but that's just a very long and scary strike 2. One, 2. Tapped foul to the backstop. We'll do 1-2 again. Man, it is muggy out tonight, but lots of fans in attendance for Boston Tea Party night here at Truist Stadium. Still waiting for us to throw some tea in a harbor. 1-2 misses upstairs, 2-2. Although I think the closest harbor is like 3 hours away, so I'm not sure how possible that is unless we sent somebody.
Yeah, we'd have to hightail it.
2-2. Lined right to second. Eblin with a one-hand snag. One away in the 3rd. That was hit pretty hard. 95. Took an opposite pitch. Or took an outside pitch the opposite way. No match for Eblin.
He was positioned perfectly. 3 steps right of second base from our vantage point behind home plate. That was right at him.
Luke Heyman digs in on the right side. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. The pitch drifts just inside, off the edge for ball 1. Those borderline pitches have not been Correla's friend tonight.
No, he's not getting any break on the calls.
1-0. Swing and a miss. A lot of break there on a slider outside. It misses Heyman's bat. 1-1. His off-speed stuff is moving well. 1-1. That dips low near the middle of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's just a matter of throwing them for strikes. with regularity.
Once hitters know that zone is compact, they're not going to chase anything even remotely close to the zone.
2-1. Off speed spiked down and away, 3-1. And again, a 5-pitch mix for Correa. The right-hander throws a four-seamer, a sinker, a sweeper, a cutter, and a slider. From the wind, his 3-1 pitch. Swinging a foul off to the right. We'll do 3-2. Luke Heyman, a .244 batter this year, 19 runs batted in, 7 home runs. His 7th came last night in the 6th inning. 3-2. That is poked just fair past Arxie Hernandez at first, backed up by Bryce Eblin in shallow right field, but Heyman's aboard at first. They're going to have to give him the single there, but it was definitely misplayed by Hernandez. He just didn't put a glove on it.
Yeah, I don't know if this ball had a lot of side spin on it. I think it did. It actually cue balled away from Hernandez. But I think what happened was Hernandez thought, oh, I've got to get back to the first base bag, and he got kind of caught in between, a little bit of a cat and mouse game of, should I go get the ball or go back to the bag? And it just caught him in an awkward spot.
1 on, 1 out for Gerardo Rodriguez. 1-for-1 with a single and a run scored in the second. First pitch skips behind the catcher Hartle and shifts Heyman to second base. So that'll eliminate the possibility of a double play on a ground ball. 3-3 the score here in the top of the 3rd inning. Game 3 of a 6-game set. Correa takes his sign from Hartle, the catcher, who sets up low and in. Here's the 1-0. That misses high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez, 26 runs batted in, 5 home runs this season, 5 doubles and 1 triple. A long look in by Correa, and this is where he's going to slow the game a little bit. 2-0. Yanks a breaking ball down and away, 3-0. Little bit of stretching going on down the right field line in the Dash bullpen. I think it's Jake Bockenstedt starting to loosen. He was already throwing in that 2nd inning when the drive started to unload on Correa a bit. 3-0 is a strike up in the zone, just on the corner. And it's 3-1. Correa retoes the firing line, first base side. Now flips through Hartle's signals. Short lead from second by Heyman, covered by the second baseman Eblin. A look to second, the 3-1, time called. And there's a pitch clock violation on Juan Correa. And so that is ball 4, sending Rodriguez to first base.
Well, you mentioned it. He likes to take his time on the hill. I think he took too long of a look back at second maybe and just didn't realize where the pitch clock was, and that'll warrant a mound visit.
Yeah, Jacob Doris, Dash pitching coach, is going to jog out and talk some sense into Juan Correa. Meanwhile, Jake Bockenstedt starts to toss in the right field bullpen. 3-3 the score. James Taussig homered in the bottom of the first, putting Winston-Salem on the board. A 3-run home run to left field was his 7th of the season. Where Correa started to struggle was the Rodriguez single, Gerardo Rodriguez. Then Isaiah Jackson doubled to put runners in scoring position. Yoferi Rodriguez walked to load the bases. And then it was a 2 RBI single by Antonio Anderson. And then the single by Stanley Tucker tied the game at 3. First and second, 1 out for Isaiah Jackson on the left side. The righty Correa out of the stretch. Deals him a first pitch breaking ball at the knees, 1 ball and no strikes. This is a little disheartening, especially given the first 3 starts of the year for Correa were so good. Here's the 1-0. Taken up in the zone for his strike, 93 on the gun.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was today. Again, he did see Greenville already this year, so that could have something to do with it. That was back on the 14th. But he looked great in that one, only gave up 1 hit.
Now the 1-1 pitch. It swung on and missed. Took him out of his shoes with a high fastball, 1-2. And the game plan seems to be go back to the fastball. The breaking stuff just was not on point.
Fastball's all reliable for him, and it sits at a high velo, too. 93. We've seen 94 a couple times.
At least high enough to work in his favor when his other stuff just isn't showing up. 1-2. Fastball is stung foul off to the left. 3-3, our score in the top of the third. Heyman at second, Rodriguez at first. Infield swiveled toward first against Jackson. 38 runs batted in, 11 homers. Now the 1-2. Swung on and hit high in the air toward deep right center. George Wolko is back, now drifts in and makes a catch for out number 2. Heyman holds it second, and of course Gerardo Rodriguez sits at first. A much-needed out number 2 for Juan Correla brings up Yoferi Rodriguez, who drew the count full and walked his last time up. That turned into a run. Correla needs to find a way to get him out here. A quick reset behind the mound for Correla. He now climbs back up the hill. Re-toes the rubber. Time called by the catcher, Hartle. He takes off the mask. Wipes some sweat from his forehead. It is pretty hot and muggy out there. Big lean back by Rodriguez, awaiting the first pitch. Here it is. It's a fastball sent high in the air to shallow center. Shortstop Burrows is back. A charge by Wolko, but Burrows calls him off and puts Rodriguez away with one hand. That's out number 3. It leaves runners at first and second. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Ryan Burrows leads off from the right side. Tyson Witherspoon back to work. The right-hander's pitch comes out of the stretch. And here it is. That's a strike up in the zone on a cutter. 0-1. Witherspoon takes a lot of time in between pitches. He is in command of his pace of play. The 0-1. Down and outside. Burrows takes 1 ball and 1 strike.
Especially in a tie game here, you don't want to give your opponent any sort of advantage. And for batters, when a pitcher's taking a long time or a variable amount of time, it can almost throw off your rhythm in the box because the pitcher has what they want to do. They control the pace of play, but kind of just at the mercy of it if you're the batter.
The 1-1 to Burrows. Almost hits him. Yes, it does hit him. Grazes his shoulder. And that is a gift. Leadoff runner aboard for the second inning in a row. Ben Hartle walked in the second but was left stranded. And so hopefully Winston-Salem can do something here. The Dash have left the most runners on base in the South Atlantic League this year. 604, if you count Hartle being stranded last inning. First pitch to Perez is taken right down the middle for a strike.
It's almost 8 a game.
Situational hitting has been a tough spot for this Dash team. Spin and a throw to first. Late tag put on a sliding Burrows. But yet this team still has a winning edge about them. The offense continues to churn out good results. Another step and a throw. A motion and no tag by Gerardo Rodriguez. Dash batting .250. Just past the second half of the season. They lead the Sally League in on-base percentage at .375, and they're third in slugging at .439.
What's so interesting is that average is middle of the pack. I think it's 7th or 8th in the South Atlantic, but the on-base percentage in slugging is so high it almost doesn't matter.
Now the 0-1 to Gerald Perez on the right side. Fastball at 96, spiked low and outside, 1-1. Perez singled and scored on Tossig's 3-run home run in the first inning. Now Perez trying to take back some momentum in a tie ball game. He swings and lifts one out to deep right field. A hustle by Jackson near the corner. It is Fair and off his glove on a dive. Burrow's already around second. Q gives him the wave home. Right fielder Jackson picks the ball up, guns it to the cutoff man Tucker. Burrows scores. Perez drives him in on a triple. It's 4-3 Winston-Salem in the bottom of the third inning.
Such an effortless swing here from Gerald Perez. Outside fastball that he just goes the other way with. Liam Carroll's going to come out and ask for a ruling here, and then it's just unfortunate. I mean, this thing kicks away from the right fielder. Great effort by Jackson, but the speed on the base is just too much.
I know he wants to be in Double-A, but it is really good to have Gerald Perez back in Winston-Salem.
It really is. I mean, we talked about it. His defense at third base is such an anchor, and that just unlocks so much about this infield because he can play third consistently. It's Hernandez and Freeman that can interchange games at first, and then Freeman can get bonus days off from behind the plate. So it really helps out more than just the hot corner defensively. It's so refreshing that he's back.
Nobody out. Runner at third. Dash take the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the third inning. George Wolko, the cleanup hitter, is 1 for 1 with a single in the first. Here's a pitch. The tall left-hander takes a fastball high at 92. 1 ball, no strikes. Wolko leads the team in runs batted in, home runs, doubles, and triples. An extra base machine. 1-0. Swung on, tapped foul, first base line, a ball and a strike. Now expect Witherspoon to slow down the pace maybe a little bit more. Pitch clock winding down. Now the 1-1. Misses low and inside, knee high. To Wolko, who moves ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. 6'7", 240 pounds. His stance takes up almost the entire length of the batter's box. 2-1. Dribbled foul down the first base line again, 2-2. He is a spectacle to watch at batting practice. Just so much raw power. And recently, it's translated more into the game, which has obviously been a goal for this young power hitter.
Yeah, he's getting really good at laying off of some low pitches outside the strike zone, getting into good counts.
Still such a high ceiling. 2-2. He swings and chips his bat as he dribbles one foul down the third base line. How many bats is George Wolko going to break? I swear it's one every other game.
I think he breaks. I think you're exactly right. I think it's one every other game that he breaks. I mean, the splinter went further than the bat. I thought for a moment the splinter was the ball.
That is quite literally the smallest shrivel or smallest shred, I guess.
It's like
of a bat that I've ever seen
about the size of a
fly
doorknob.
away.
It's about the size of a doorknob in terms of length.
Usually it's a pretty clean splinter.
Yeah.
Right down the middle or maybe at the handle, but that just took a little piece off of it.
He's notorious for the pizza paddle, too, where it splits right in half.
Oh, yeah. 4-3 our score. Nobody out, runner at third. Dash in front in the bottom of the third. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball up high at 97. One gone in the third inning.
Well, that's a pitch Wolko likes. He likes fastballs. He likes them upstairs. This one is just too high. This one's above the Winston and Winston-Salem, above the middle of the jersey, and he just could not keep up with it. 97 elevated is almost 100.
I mean, up high is pretty relative to an average height ball player. Swing and a miss by James Tossig on the left side. Nothing in one. But you're right. That one was just a little too high, even for Wolko at 6'7". 0-1. Slapped foul the other way. Nothing in two. Tossig, of course, homered for the 7th time this season back in the first inning. Drove in 3 runs, gave the Dash a temporary lead. Greenville came climbing back with a 3 spot in the second inning. Gerald Perez's RBI triple has given the Dash the lead again, 4-3, 0-2. Strike 3 called, got him. with a fastball at 97 inside, so some higher velo by Witherspoon. Now, usually guys come out of the gate with their fastest cheese. Witherspoon was sitting 94, 95, and now he's ramped up to 97 a few times here in this third inning.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's he's frustrated, he wants to get his anger out and throw the ball a little harder after the triple, or it's just, like you said, he was hiding it a little bit, but he's throwing a lot more downhill, it seems, this inning.
Here is Arxie Hernandez on the right side. First pitch. Tapped foul toward the on-deck circle at third, 0-1. Hernandez is 0 for 1, struck out swinging to end the bottom of the first. 0-1 from Witherspoon out of the stretch. It's a fastball at 97, a little high. Good take by Arxie, 1-1. Lights start to come on. Plenty of daylight left, though, as the sun sets a little deeper down the third base side of Truist Stadium. Shadows covering most of the infield and left. Sun still beating down on right and center. Swinging a foul back. It's 1-2. And if you're Andy Azakar or Isaiah Jackson, you are hoping that sun goes away by the bottom of the fourth inning. It is hot and muggy out today. 97 degrees and sunny skies. The 1-2 up high at 98, and it's 2-2. Two away, Perez at third, a 4-3 dash lead in the bottom of the third inning. The 2-2 to Arxie Hernandez. Swung on and skied out to left. Left fielder Rodriguez ranges toward the corner, sets up shop, and makes a one-handed catch. Out number 3, it strands Perez at third base. He triples home the leading run for the Dash. Ryan Burroughs comes home to score. It's 4-3 Winston-Salem after 3. Max Wallace has the fourth after this.
He gives up 5 hits, 3 runs, everything's earned. Pair of walks, pair of strikeouts. For Jake Bockenstedt, he takes the hill here in Winston-Salem for a 13th time this season. Comes in with a 4.50 ERA. Bottom of the lineup due up first. Antonio Anderson, the lefty third baseman, climbs in and awaits on a first pitch. It's an off-speed, 89-mile-an-hour cut fastball on the top outside portion of the zone, but just off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Hefty arsenal for Jake Bockenstedt, the right-hander, who's on the first base side of the rubber. Gets the sign from Ben Hartle, the newest member in Winston-Salem. The pitch is a ball outside. Beg your pardon, it's a ball at the strike at the top of the plate, 1-1. Home plate umpire tonight, Reginald Webb. Field umpire is Reed Hoover. Here comes a 1-1 to Antonio Anderson. Bockenstedt's pitch. That's just low. 89-mile-an-hour cutter. 2 balls and a strike. That cutter goes along with a traditional 4-seam fastball as well as a 2-seam fastball, a curveball, and a changeup for Bockenstedt. The righty behind in the count, 2-1. Here's his pitch. On the ground, right side. Eblin gobbles it clean off the dirt. Couple of shuffles and a throw over to first where Hernandez retires Anderson for out number 1 in a 4-3 top of the fourth. Seesaw of a game so far here on a Thursday evening from Winston-Salem. The Dash got off to a 3-0 lead on James Tausig's 7th home run of the season. The Dash's 51st home run right here in Truist Stadium. Greenville answered back with a 3-spot in the second. The Dash grab a 4-3 lead after a run in the third. Here's Stanley Tucker from the right side. He takes a pitch high and in. 88-mile-an-hour cutter. Moves him ahead in the count, 1 ball, nothing else. Tucker splashed into the series yesterday. He stole 3 bags. He was 1 for 3. Scored 2 times. Bockenstedt behind 1-0, the pitch. Foul tipped in and out of the mitt of Ben Hartle, the catcher. Puts Bockenstedt in the count, a ball and a strike. I think this one also caught a piece of Stanley Tucker, the 9th batter in the Greenville lineup. Taking his time, does a big circle outside the batter's circle. That encompasses both batter's boxes and home plate. There's a nice WS behind home plate. Think American flag. Upper left portion of the W is all stars and blue dirt, and then from there it dips into the stripes as it goes down to the S. The 1-1 from Bockenstedt. Fouled right back here, 1-2. And then out in the scoreboard in left, the LED portion of it underneath the brewing of Wicked Weed Brewing. They've got a G for Greenville, American flag style again, blue on the left half of the G, red and white on the right half. And then WS, the very first hoop of the W is stars. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's outside and low. As well as the very bottom half of the S is blue and white, and then from there to the right of it is stripes. Very cool pattern and design for these next 3 games. Again, 4th of July on Saturday. Biggest fireworks show in Dash history coming your way. The 2-2 from Bockenstedt. He struck him out. 89-mile-an-hour cutter is swung through, and out number 2 of the inning is Bockenstedt's first K of the day. Make that strikeout number 18 of the season for Bockenstedt. Back to the top of the order for a 3rd time, Justin Gonzalez checks in. The designated hitter has had a rough go of things this series. He is now 0 for his first 9. Struck out looking in the second. Righty-righty matchup, the pitch. Fouled back here, 0-1. 4-3 Dash in front here in Game 3 of the series. Winston-Salem can clinch at least a split of the series if they get a win today. They won the first 2 games yesterday, 12-4. Tuesday, 5-4 in extras. Bockenstedt deals the 0-1. That's high in. First true 4-seam fastball we've seen from him at 90 miles an hour. And the count's even, a ball and a strike. Justin Gonzalez, 62 hits this season. Good enough for a .251 average. He awaits on a 1-1. Here it is. Grounds it on a hop to Burrows. Collects the hip-high bounce, has all day to throw it over to first, and beats Gonzalez by a few steps. Bockenstedt goes 1-2-3 in the 4th. We'll meet you in 3-2-1 in the bottom of the frame.
Shooting drills.
A coach who knows the game can teach their
The bottom of the frame starts with the bottom of the Dash order. 7, 8, and 9 due up, starting with Ben Hartle, the catcher who was acquired by Winston-Salem in a trade that sent Peoples from AAA, the lefty pitcher, over to Texas. And here's Ben Hartle for a 2nd time tonight. He walked back in the 2nd. The pitch from Witherspoon is taken below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Kyson Witherspoon, the 6'2" right-hander, has had his ups, he's had his downs. 4 runs allowed on 4 hits, but he's struck out 4. Here comes a 1-0 to Hartle. That misses over everybody's head, the umpire included, and it's ball 2 on the Dash catcher. So Ben Hartle gets here and makes his first appearance in a Dash uniform with Hub City, the Texas Rangers High A affiliates, who Winston-Salem actually saw last week. So Hartle was catching against most of these guys a week ago, the 2-0. In the air, deep right field, Jackson back at the track. Now he jogs in and makes a catch shoulder high for out number 1. So the line out to right field that comes off the bat at 96 miles an hour is out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th. And Bryce Eblin checks in from the left side. Second baseman is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to his second base counterpart, Tucker. That was back in the 2nd. The righty-lefty matchup as Witherspoon set, ready to go. The righty's pitch. Hefty swing and a miss. 86-mile-an-hour changeup, low and inside, is swung through by Eblin. 0-1. Eblin started his climb to the majors, or the minor leagues, the professional levels of baseball at Alabama, the 0-1. That's down by his shoes, a breaking ball at 81. Evens things up, a ball and a strike. Played college ball at Alabama for a handful of seasons. Then was called up from Kannapolis earlier this year. Just a handful of games in Kannapolis this season for Eblin. 7 hits, the 1-1. That's in there for a called strike 2. Changeup on the upper outside corner of the zone, and Witherspoon's ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. He has been on a tear the last handful of weeks. Really ever since he made that adjustment to move deeper into the box. The 1-2. That's inside, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Came in so fast it popped some dirt off the catcher's glove, Heeman, as he stabbed at it inside. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yesterday, a multi-hit day. 3 hits, 3 for 4 for Eblin. He's 0 for 1 today. The 2-2. Dribbled back in front of him. The catcher, Heyman, rips off the mask, picks up the ball, fires to first, and just in time to beat Eblin by a step. The Dash second baseman goes down 2-3, and there's out number 2 in the bottom of the frame. Eddie Park, the batter, recently called down from Double-A. Bit of an interesting season turnout for Eddie Park so far to begin his 2026. He was briefly in Winston-Salem a week ago, played in 1 game against the Greensboro Grasshoppers. He went 1 for 4, the first pitch. He shows bunt, gets it down up the third baseline, and that's a hit all day. The infield was shifted over towards first. Anderson was where the shortstop normally plays. And so the third baseman, Anderson, who was shifted back deeper in the middle infield, had no chance. Eddie Park's aboard with a single on the bunt with 2 down. But as I was saying, Eddie Park, that game against Greensboro was actually just a rehab assignment. Got called up to Double-A for a single game and then came back down to High A Winston-Salem. Here's Eli Brown for a third time. Third time through the Dash lineup starts now. The pitch is a strike. 92-mile-an-hour cut fastball at the bottom of the zone. And the righty Witherspoon's ahead 0-1. Park is at first. The Dash in front of the drive 4-3. They check on Eddie Park over there, but he's back safely. Eli Brown is 0 for 2. Pair of good-looking swings, though. A line drive out to right field that got Jackson back to the track. And Azokar made a nice play on him in shallow left center his last time up. Behind in the count, the 0-1 pitch is just outside. 86-mile-an-hour slider misses off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. This season, Brown has been a walk machine. 57 of them, only 58 strikeouts, a very impressive ratio. He awaits on a 1-1. First a spin and a throw back to Park. He's there safe. But not only is that a really good ratio, it's really good relatively. 57 walks is the most in the South Atlantic League. He's also top 10 in on-base percentage. Here comes a 1-1 to Brown on the way. That's in there. Strike 2 at 95 miles an hour. And Witherspoon a strike away from getting out of the inning. Quick little stoppage of play. Again, it's hot out there, so they're going to get some water out to Reginald Webb, the home plate umpire. Take a little stoppage of time. It's 95 degrees, humid, hot. And now Austin Smith, the trainer for Winston-Salem, will go out and check on him. Again, no reason to let any, or to get bigger than yourself, if you will. It's hot. It's humid out there. We talked to Alex Unger, Winston-Salem outfielder, earlier today about, what goes into hydrating and staying rested. I mean, it's a big part of the game right now. Entering the dog days of summer, and that remains true for the umpires as well. So Austin Smith, the Winston-Salem trainer, Reginald Webb, the home plate umpire, field umpire Reed Hoover. All taking a moment. So letting Reginald Webb get a couple more sips of water in. There is action down the way in right field. As the drive reliever begins to get ready. Again, Winston-Salem will have, the Truist Stadium, Winston-Salem Dash, will have their biggest fireworks show in Dash history. Coming up on Saturday, America turns 250 years old, and with it, Winston-Salem has some killer uniforms. I mean, let's get a look at these things. It is Winston-Salem written across the chest. The WS of Winston and Salem are just like the left side of the American flag in stars and in deep navy blue. And then from there, the I through the N in Winston and the A through the M in Salem are red and white. So it's like an American flag, or it's like a Winston-Salem cookie cutter was taken right out of the American flag. It's awesome. That's complemented by a white backdrop jersey, a red, white, and blue stripe down either side of the sleeve, and then a blue number on the lower left portion of the jersey and big blue numbers on the back of the jersey. Across from them, the Greenville Drive have unique jerseys as well. It's a navy base with fireworks in white that outline the entire thing. A big red number on the back, red sleeves on the left, white sleeves on the right, an American flag with that, and then a big red drive across the middle. Awesome jersey matchup for the 4th of July. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to Brown. Runner takes off. It's a ball and kicks away from the catcher, Heeman. And so Eddie Park is able to scoot 90 feet. And for Park, that is his first stolen base since coming back down to high A. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Bottom of the 4th inning, Winston-Salem in front of the Drive, 4-3. Witherspoon's pitch on the way. That's high and away, 85-mile-an-hour changeup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count's full. Brown in the lefty box, Eddie Park at second base. Eli for his. The payoff pitch from Witherspoon on the way. Ground ball left side, tough play for Cespedes. A backhand, a throw across his body, nowhere near in time. Brown beats out an infield single as Park moves to third. Well, there you go. Eli Brown picks up his 61st hit of the year on an infield single. 99 off the bat. This was going to be trouble for Cespedes. The 16th best prospect in the Red Sox system was shaded over towards second base, covering for Eddie Park over there. And so the ball hit the opposite way. He had to make a nice backhand. Him to not nearly in time to get Brown at the bag. Here's Ryan Burrows from the right side. Witherspoon's pitch is inside for a ball. 91-mile-an-hour cutter misses inside to the right, swinging shortstop for the dash. Park's at third. Brown is at first. Winston-Salem looking for more. They lead by a run. Witherspoon a breath out. The pitch. That's a fastball, 97 miles an hour, but it's off the plate. Ball 2. Runners at the corners. 2 balls, no strikes the count. And Bob Kipper races out of the dugout. I mean, he was flying out of the top step of the dugout to get to his pitcher. Really wanted to grab Witherspoon before this next 2-0 pitch, as the action in left field has come to a bit of a stop. And so Kipper, the pitching coach for the Drive, former major leaguer in his own right, says what he wants to say, goes back to the top step of the dugout. Counts 2 balls and no strikes on Ryan Burrows. Ryan Burrows, 121 stolen bags in his career. He's got a ton of speed, so anything to the outfield, he'll be looking for 2 with the runners at the corners. Here comes a 2-0 to Burrows on the way. He takes a 96-mile-an-hour strike right at the knees, 2-1. Burrows, the shortstop, 11 hits in the second half of action. That's 11 games, so he's been good enough for a hit a day. He waits on a 2-1, and he swings through it. Actually fouls it in and out of the mid of Heeman, and the count's even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This season, Burrows has been Mr. Reliable, not only in the lineup, wherever you bat him, but also in the field. 64 hits this season. Able to score a run in the third. Looking to do some damage with the bat now. 28 runs driven in for Burrows this season. He's got Eddie Park at third base. Eli Brown's at first. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Nope, spinning a throwback to check on Brown over there at first. He's back safely. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Winston-Salem in front by a run, 4-3. The pitch. Burrows leaves alone a fastball at 97 miles an hour. It's high and away, counts full. Tell you what, last thing Witherspoon wants to see is Gerald Perez again. He's in the on-deck circle as Burrows calls a timeout. Takes off his batting helmet, wipes some sweat from his brow. Puts the matte black helmet back on, gives it a tap as he re-enters the righty box. Swivels his bat into his back shoulder, a blue and red athletic sleeve down either arm. The 3-2 is low. He worked the walk. It's his 46th of the season, and the bags are loaded. Well, Gerald Perez is halfway to a cycle. He's got a single, he's got a triple. Tell you what, if he wants to uncork a home run here for a grand slam, that would be pretty cool. Here comes the first pitch to the dash, third baseman on the way. He leaves a 96-mile-an-hour fastball high and inside. Perez was in a similar spot last night. He came up with the bags loaded in the 8th inning, able to work a walk and drive in a run. Bags are loaded. 4-3 the score, the 1-0. Perez leaves alone a slider way outside, 2-0. This crowd is starting to come to life. Winston-Salem in front, 4-3. They scored in the bottom of the first, also the bottom of the third. It's Eddie Park at third. Eli Brown is at second. Ryan Burrows at first. Witherspoon, the 2-0. Swung through, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the zone. It's 2-1. Perez led Winston-Salem in home runs a season ago when he was here with the Dash. 22 of them last year. He's still looking for his first one since getting the call back down. The 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Could not keep up with a 95-mile-an-hour heater. And the count's even. Perez burns his timeout, restraps his ice-white batting gloves. He's got Eddie Park at third, Eli Brown at second. It's Ryan Burrows at third. Kyson Witherspoon is looking to battle out of this inning. Chucks the old pearl to the side, gets a new one from his catcher, Heeman. Perez is 2 for 2. Singled in the first, tripled in the third. Chance to do some damage right here in the fourth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. The pitch on the way. In the air. Deep right field. Back go the outfielders into the corner. It is Jackson who makes a catch deep in the right center field corner. The Dash strand the bases loaded, but have a lead, 4-3 when the 5th inning comes your way. That's next on the Dash Radio Network. It got started late. It was a 2-out single from Eddie Park, but Winston-Salem had a chance to strike for more. Instead, they go back to the other side. Jake Bockenstedt, the righty's back to work in a second inning of relief. The righty's pitch is a strike right on the outside corner to Endy Azakar. The center fielder for the drive, he's 0 for 2 so far today. Beautiful day for a ball game. Little humid out there, 95 degrees. As Bockenstedt deals in 0-1. That's low and outside, a ball and a strike.
That's just North Carolina summers, man. It's humid.
Well, I'm a northerner. I'm not used to this kind of stuff.
I'm a Midwesterner, and we got our fair share of humidity.
We expect this in August, the 1-1. Azakar dribbles it foul down the left field line into his own dugout, 1-2.
Well, yeah, you're from New York. I mean, it can get humid.
Oh, it can.
Up there.
It can. But, I mean, that's not until late July,
It's a very short window of time.
Yes, yeah. And honestly, it's come later than expected down here, I'd say, this year, the 1-2. Breaking ball absolutely fools Azakar. He was a statue in the righty batter's box, and Bockenstedt picks up his second K of the day.
Yeah, Bockenstedt's really in a nice groove here. Definitely a step in the right direction from his last time out.
We said this a lot last year, but when that breaking ball is on for Bockenstedt, it just, you can tell his confidence is up. The fastball works well comparatively with it. Here comes the first pitch to Yelin Cespedes. And this one's popped foul over our heads, 0-1. Bockenstedt looked great in the fourth. 1-2-3 inning to get his ball game started. He's retired 4 in a row since coming in for Juan Carrera. Bockenstedt needed this kind of bounce back. He was coming off of a performance against Hub City that just wasn't his best. The 0-1 from the righty. It's a breaking ball. Fools Cespedes as he three-quarter swings and fouls it off of himself. 0-2. But in his lone appearance last week down in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Bockenstedt went an inning in the third, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. The only problem was he walked 5 guys. 2 strikeouts as well. Those 5 walks was a season high for him. And I think this one actually caught Cespedes in a soft spot, as now the trainer for Greenville, as well as the manager, Liam Carroll, come out to check on Cespedes. It was a breaking ball at the top of the zone. It was a three-quarter swing by Cespedes, the 16th best prospect in the Red Sox system. I think it just fooled him. He's a name to know in the Sox system. He won the Red Sox Latin Program Player of the Year award following his professional debut. That was back in 2023. He signed with the Red Sox for $0.4 million back in January of that year out of the deal. Since then, coming up to High A Greenville, this season he's been really solid. 277 average, 73 hits, 32 extra base knocks. As he's ready to go, trainer and manager go back to their designated spots. Bockenstedt retoes the right side of the rubber to get set for a 0-2 pitch. Bockenstedt, a deep breath out. The 0-2. A fastball way upstairs and inside. 1-2. 4-3 the score, top of the 5th inning as the Sun continues to set down the third base line. Pitch clock down to 4. Bockenstedt releases at 3, the 1-2. That's a breaking ball way outside. Hartle did his best to keep it in front of him. It got away from the dash catcher, but no harm, no foul with nobody on the bases. Yoelin Cespedes, 0 for 2 today, in danger of becoming the 3rd strikeout victim for Jake Bockenstedt. A deep breath out. The 2-2. On a line right to a leaping Gerald Perez. Wow, did he get up there to snare that thing out of the air. 101 off the bat, and Perez, the cat-like reflexes, and what a hop from the third baseman.
I have no words. I have no words.
How did he do that?
101 on a low liner, lot 101. Perez fears nothing at the hot corner. What a hop and a grab.
Perez isn't the tallest guy either. Foot to get up at least, I'd say, 6 or 7 feet in the air to snare that one. First pitch on the ground, a lot softer to Perez, who gobbles, fires over to first in plenty of time. It is good to have him back at the hot corner. He just makes it look so. New arm on the hill as we get set for the bottom of the 5th. Winston-Salem in front of the drive 4-3 as Griffin Kylander takes over for Kyson Witherspoon. Witherspoon's day is done. He goes 4 innings flat, gives up 4 runs on 6 hits. Everything is earned for him. And apart from pitching into some troublesome innings, including the bases loaded in the 4th, Winston-Salem will probably tell you they should have gotten to him a little bit more than they did. Stranded the bags full in the 4th as George Wolf it off. Kylander set the pitch, and this one catches the lefty on the back foot after he tried to move it out of the way. Wolko draws the hit by pitch and the free pass to start off the bottom of the 5th and make that now the 3rd inning of the night that Winston-Salem has put the leadoff runner aboard.
So it's simple now. Got to capitalize. Easier said than done, of course, but Winston-Salem stranded the bases loaded back in the 4th. It left the most runners on in the South Atlantic League. They're only up by 1, so got to keep the aggression up on Greenville.
James Taussig comes to bat next. The designated hitter hit a 3-run home run in his first at-bat. It just cleared the fence out in left field, and Oppo Taco for the lefty bat. For Taussig, it was home run number 7 of his season. Wolko takes off the pitch, crushed deep center field. Azokar goes back and now drifts in. As Wolko jogs back to first, he makes the catch for out number 1. Boy, that one sounded a lot more flush off the bat than it actually carried. Just 321 in distance and 84 on the way out.
That was a bit of a softer swing from Taussig. They tried to put the hit and run on Kylander, but he just got two underneath it, floated it into center field, and so Wilco's got to retreat the first.
Hit and run was certainly on, as Wilco took off for second immediately. Don't see him try and swipe a ton of bags, just 6 this season. Arxie Hernandez swings and fouls the first pitch back to the screen, 0-1.
He's certainly not the fastest guy on this squad, but his base running instincts have definitely improved over this season.
Not afraid to take an additional 90 feet, maybe not in the stolen bag sense, but in a line drive to right field. He'll go first to third, no problem. Spinning a throwback, and they've got him in a rundown. First baseman Rodriguez flips over to the second baseman Tucker. Tucker runs Wilco back, tags him right in between first and second, and that is the second out of the inning. That is a nasty case of the broadcaster's jinx. A 1-3-4 pickle putout sets down George Wilco, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. Winston-Salem still leads 4-3.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's on us, George. we'll take the blame for that one. Here comes an 0-1 to Arxie Hernandez, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 80-mile-an-hour slider. Has him fooled, 0-2.
It is true, though, generally. I mean, he has become an overall better base runner this year.
He certainly has. Kylander back to work. The righty ahead, 0-2, and now can get out of this thing in the blink of an eye. The pitch. That's yanked. 81-mile-an-hour sweeper with a lot more horizontal break. Misses well outside the zone. Kylander just 2 appearances out of the bullpen for Greenville this year. Spent the majority of his time in Salem. The 1-2. Hernandez chops it foul. We'll do it again. He recently got the call up to Greenville after an 0-1 record in his time at Low A. Again, that's Salem in the Red Sox system. Through 20 appearances, a .550 ERA, 30 runs allowed, and just 2 home runs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kylander's out of the inning, seeing the minimum. And the Dash will try again offensively in the bottom of the 6th. For now, they take a 4-3 lead to the top of the 6th, as there is a new man on the mound to start off the 6th. Tommy Vale, the left-handed hurler, comes into this ballgame, as the lefty will see Gerardo Rodriguez first, who fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Tommy Vale, in his 3rd appearance out of the bullpen for Winston-Salem, he got as high as AAA Charlotte for 5 games in 2025 before heading back in a rehab assignment that sent him back to the Arizona League complex. The lefty's 0-1. In the air towards right field. Brown, out there in right tonight, jogs back a couple steps and makes a catch a step shy of the warning track for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down for Vale, who replaces Jake Bockenstedt. Hey, let's give our flowers to Jake Bockenstedt. He goes 6 batters, he retires all 6, and strikes out 2. Very needed performance in a game as tight as this one. 4-3 Dash in front with 1 gone in the 6th.
It was that breaking ball. That's always a telltale sign of whether or not Bockenstedt's going to have a good night.
First pitch to Isaiah Jackson is towered into center. Wilco got a nice beat on it, and he's got the baseball to retire. The second batter of the frame, Isaiah Jackson, goes 1 pitch, 1 out. I heard a little something behind us.
Yeah, I did too.
It's Bolt.
Hello, Bolt.
Bolt, I gotta say, man, that jersey is fantastic. It is fantastic. Again, I described it earlier, but it's just imagine a cookie cutter that spells out Winston-Salem was taken right out of the American flag.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
What a description.
Top fires in a ball. It's 1-0 to Yoferi Rodriguez.
I need a chair in here for Bolt. It's just going to be called Bolt's chair.
You know what I bet Bolt is sick and tired of?
The 1-0 is popped into shallow right field in foul ground. Hernandez jogs over, looks. He will make a catch as his momentum falls back into the field. What is he sick of?
I think he's sick of people calling him Dash. I heard somebody call him Dash on the concourse while I was stepping out. He hates it. He's stomping around. He's like, my name is not Dash, it's Bolt.
No, I think he loves it.
I don't think so.
Did you see?
Kylander goes back to work, the righty's pitch. is taken for a strike. 0-1 the count on Ben Hartle, who's making his debut for Winston-Salem. Ben Hartle was traded to Chicago from Texas 2 days ago now. He actually played against Winston-Salem last week when the Dash were in Spartanburg. And he takes another breaking ball, this one a little bit lower. It's a ball and a strike. Hartle today is 0 for 1. Sharp line drive out to right field where Isaiah Jackson had him played nicely. He also reached on a walk. That was in the second. Even count, a ball and a strike, the pitch. Slapped foul off of the Greenville dugout and into their bullpen. A ball and 2 strikes. Hartle with Hub City was playing pretty well. He had a .218 average with 3 home runs. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to him here on the way. And that's strike 3 call. 94-mile-an-hour fastball paints the outside corner. And that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Kylanders looked good. Ever since giving up the hit by pitch to George Wolko, which was the first pitch since coming out of the bullpen for Kyson Witherspoon, Griffin Kylander has retired technically the minimum. He was able to pick off Wolko in a 1-3-4 putout. Here's Bryce Eblin, and the lefty takes a called strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. That breaking ball is the bread and butter right now. Sun says its final goodbyes down the left field line on this hot, humid, sticky, muggy, all the adjectives, July 2nd. The 0-1. That's outside, 88-mile-an-hour changeup, a ball and a strike. I cannot wait for the July 4th fireworks right here inside Truist Stadium. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are fireworks tonight, which I am pumped to sit and watch. You can't go wrong with some fireworks, especially in this time of year. The 1-1. Eblin takes a fastball inside, 2-1. But I mean, July, and really the days leading up to July, and this is where things get a little controversial. It's the Christmas debate about the 4th of July. I think as soon as like June 27th, fireworks are good to go. The 2-1. On the ground, right side, counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now a lot of people disagree with that statement. A lot of people say no. Fireworks are reserved for the 4th of July. Granted, that's not true in the minor league baseball sense or event sense, as Eblin's going to get called for a pitch clock violation, strike 3. Trying to get what straight with Reginald Webb. And that'll be strikeout number 2 of the inning, back-to-back Ks technically to start off the bottom of the 6th as Eddie Park comes to bat. But I am a firm believer, I will die on the hill, that you could light off fireworks within a week, 7 days either way, of the 4th of July. And that's that. That's the bottom line. Eddie Park takes a ball inside, 1 ball, nothing else. But, you know, a lot of people talk to me about it, and it's the same argument of, hey, when is it too early to, A, start playing Christmas music, and B, to start selling Christmas merchandise? The 1-0. Park tries to lay down a bunt again, but this one's foul. It's 1-1. Do you have a take on it? It's a tough.
The Christmas thing, I have a hard.
Yes.
Nothing before Thanksgiving.
Agreed.
Nothing, and even like the first week of December, I'm like, guys, can we?
No, I'm a firm Black Friday starts the Christmas season. The 1-1. In the air, right center field. This is trouble into the gap. Jackson will make a play on the run to retire the side.
Vail out of the stretch. And the pitch. Taken just off the upper outside corner for a ball, 1-0. It's been 9 up, 9 down for Dash pitching. A perfect 2 innings for Jake Bockenstedt, couple of Ks. 1-0. Fastball right down the pipe, 1-1. And then Vail retired the drive in order in the 6th. Couple of flyouts and a pop out. He is really unafraid to attack the strike zone, 1-1. Breaking ball is lifted into left field. It is down and rolls into the corner. Extra bases for Anderson. Park plays it on the roll around, guns it toward third. Burrows cuts it off in shallow left. A leadoff double for Anderson is his second hit of the night. He's 2 for 3. And the Drive have the tying run in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Just a smooth stroke on a breaking ball low in the zone. 86 off of Anderson's bat. Floated it into the left field corner. And sets a nice-looking table for Stanley Tucker. Drive second baseman is 1 for 2, a single in the 2nd inning to bring home 2 runs. 1 run, rather. The pitch. Slider misses down and in, 1 ball and no strikes on the right-handed Tucker, who also struck out swinging back in the 4th. Tommy Vale, 6 foot, 190 pounds, 27 years old, out of Seattle, Washington. Making his way back to the upper levels of the minors after appendicitis took him out of the game for a little bit. Here's a swing and a high fly ball to deep left. Going back, Park. He plays it off a bounce. It rolls behind him. Here comes Anderson around third to score. It's an RBI double for Stanley Tucker, and the game is tied at 4 in the top of the 7th inning. That's got a sting, especially after that 1-2-3 inning Vale put up in the 6th. Back-to-back doubles to knot the game. This is looking awfully familiar as Winston-Salem and Greenville went into extras on Tuesday night. The Dash pulled out a 5-4 win. Greenville tied the game in the top of the 6th. Quick mound meeting conducted by pitching coach Jacob Doris. A 2 spot in that 6th inning made it a 3-3 ball game. After 9 innings, it was still tied. Greenville got a run across in the 10th. Winston-Salem was able to plate 2. Kyle Lodis drawing the game-winning walk. So a brand-new ball game, nobody out. Runner at second base, Stanley Tucker, as the lineup turns over and Justin Gonzalez bats for the 4th time. Right-handed DH is 0 for 3 with a couple of groundouts to short and a strikeout. Long look in from the southpaw Vale. Now he darts his eyes to second. Spinning a throw to second and a stab toward third by Eblin, coming across the bag and keeping that one on his glove instead of rolling into center field. That would have certainly pushed Tucker 90 feet further. And now Tucker looks a little banged up. He was just in a squat about 10 feet away from the second base bag. And now Drive manager Liam Carroll along with athletic trainer Marissa Shabara.
It looks like he got some dirt in his eye, maybe, as that's what they're taking a look at his right eye.
Yeah. And he put his hand up as he slid back in. He said, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, and then he kind of cocked his head back.
You know, I think he was asking for timeout, actually.
It definitely looks like some dirt in the eye. And that actually happened to Bryce Eblin a couple of nights ago, did it not?
Yeah, I think it did. It was either him or maybe it was when Boston Smith was still here catching.
I could have sworn it was, oh, you know what, maybe it was Smith.
One of the two. It definitely happened, though, 100%.
Well, there's a lot of it out there. Now the first pitch to Gonzalez. Coming home, runner takes off for third, pitches a ball, throw to third is on the money. They got him. Tucker cut down 2-5, 1 gone in the 7th, a 1-0 count on Gonzalez. Game tied at 4. Gonzalez back in on the right side. Left-hander Vale sets at the belt and the pitch. Strike called. Fastball down the middle, 1-1. Gonzalez still looking for a hit in this series. 0 for 10 coming into this plate appearance in the 1-1. Checks his swing on a high fastball. The appeal to Hoover down the first base line. Gonzalez pulls back. And it's 2-1. Gonzalez, the 3rd overall prospect in Boston's farm system, bats .250, 62 hits to his name, 10 home runs, 34 runs batted in. He takes a strike on the inside half. And it's 2-2.
Tell you what, though, he plays very animated. He plays with emotions right out there for you to see, and it can be good, it can be bad. This week it's not been the best for him.
2-2. High pop, right side of the infield, trailing into shallow right. First baseman Hernandez sets up, called off by Bryce Eblin, the second baseman, who makes a one-handed catch for out number 2. Game is tied at 4, 2 away, nobody on in the top of the 7th inning.
Nice job there. I mean, that was a ball a couple days ago, I think it was 2 now, that caused some trouble for Winston-Salem defensively out in no man's land. Good to see them take charge and make a nice play on it.
Tommy Vale's night ends on a high note. Guillermo Quiroz will take the ball from him. Looks like Jack Young jogging out from the bullpen. More on Young in a moment. 4-4. Dash and drive are tied in the top of the 7th with 2 away and nobody on. Back in a moment. Tucker was caught stealing at third base. And Justin Gonzalez just popped out to the second baseman Eblin. And so Endy Azúcar steps up on the right side facing Jack Young. 25th appearance out of the pen for Young this season, a 9th-round draft pick by the Sox in 2024 out of Iowa. And the right-handed side armor delivers a first pitch strike upstairs, 0-1. Fastball, sinker, sweeper, and a change for Young, who has had a pretty good stretch through his last 5. Swinging a line shot right to Burrows at short. Jack Young gets in and gets right out, but the game is tied at 4, back-to-back doubles. Brand new ball game heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. Eli Brown leads off for the Dash from the left side against the right-hander Griffin Kylander. His pitch taken high, ball 1. Eli Brown singled his last time up in the 4th inning. Flied out in the 2nd, flied out in the 1st. Infield swinging him toward first base. The 1-0 pitch. Floats just outside the zone. 2 balls and no strikes on Brown. .256 batting average leads the team there. Leads in on base at .405 among qualified players. The 2-0. Fastball misses high and away. 3 balls and no strikes. Leadoff hitters have been doing well tonight. Leadoff man has gotten aboard for Winston-Salem 3 times. 3-0. Ball 4 up and away. And so there's leadoff runner number 4 for Winston-Salem. Got to capitalize, though. They've only been able to push the leadoff man across once. That was in the 3rd. As Ryan Burrows was hit by a pitch, he came home to score on a triple by Geral Perez. And Burrows steps in now on the right side with Brown at first base. Dash and drive knotted at 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid fair in front of the plate. Off with the mask Heyman. The catcher picks it up and guns it to first for out number 1, and that shoots Brown to second base.
It was a great bunt. Perfectly placed. There was no chance to get Brown at second base, and that's exactly what Burrows was looking to do. Would it have been nice to get on base? Certainly, but your job was to move him over.
Good fundamental baseball by Burrows, and Perez will step in. He is 2 for 3 with a single and a run scored in the 1st. And a triple that brought Burrows home in the 3rd. Drive pitching coach and former major leaguer Bob Kipper out on the mound, chatting it up with Kylander and the catcher Heyman. Perez has been a tough out tonight. He was a tough out during his time in Winston last year. Led the team in home runs with 22. 24 doubles as well. Slugged .448. And he is just 21 years old. Relatively new 21-year-old. Turned 21 back in November. Here's the pitch. Perez lays off a slider just low and outside. Good take for ball 1. 6 years of professional baseball experience for Perez out of La Romana in the Dominican Republic. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Big sweeping slider got him down and away. It's 1-1. But Perez is a guy that you look at and you say he's not 21. Plays well above his age. 1-1. Tapped foul. right into the box on the right side, and it's 1-2. Game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Eli Brown aboard at second base after the walk and the sac bunt by Burrows. Perez resets, slightly closed off stance toward the back of the box. And now the 1-2 from the right-hander, Kylander. Comes home. Little reach and a foul off to the right for Perez. He hangs on at 1-2. Lights take over as the sun says its final goodbyes. Truliant Building in downtown Winston-Salem lights up purple. Thank you very much. 1-2 again. Way outside, a rightward dive by Heyman to keep it in front of him. And it's 2-2.
Tell you what, I can't wait for after Saturday night's game. The fireworks are done. See the Truliant lit up red, white, and blue. Presumably, they have to, right? They'd have to light it up red, white, and blue.
I would think so. 2-2 is a changeup that misses inside. And Perez works the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think every major building in America with lights attached to it would probably rock the red, white, and blue. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. He walked him. 2 on, 1 out. Game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's George Wolko. Could you imagine being the guy responsible for turning on the lights on like a major holiday for one of those buildings?
Oh, man.
Sitting on your couch at home and being like, oh, geez, I have that thing today.
Oh, and
but it's already too late.
Yeah. Yikes.
You've got an hour-long commute to the Empire State Building. It's almost midnight. Wolko has dealt the first pitch fastball inside 1-0.
City skylines, by the way, are a top 2 for me. I think that's, like, everyone goes on a big hike and sees nature. I love a good city skyline. City skylines are it. Peak.
Great views.
Yes.
The 1-0. Runners take off. Swing and a chopper foul first base side. It's 1-1. What's your favorite skyline? I don't think I need to ask you that.
The favorite skyline that I've seen personally, you're thinking it's going to be New York.
Well, yeah.
Which, by the way, is best when you're driving down the New Jersey Turnpike coming back down to North Carolina. The best skyline, Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Driving out of I believe it's the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm not sure specifically what mountains it is, but it's like a video game. It just pops all out. It is amazing.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball misses high. 2 balls and a strike.
And the way I went into Pittsburgh, I came in I did a loop. It was from the west side. So to the left was what was formerly Heinz Field, where the Steelers play, PNC, where the Pirates play, of course, a yellow bridge, and then all the rest of Pittsburgh to the right of that.
2-1, another double steal attempt. Swing and a miss. Throw to second is on time. They get Perez. But Brown moves to third, and the count moves to 2-2 on Wolko. Fans are not happy about that one. And neither is Guillermo Quiroz. He comes in from third base. He waves Perez back to the dugout. Now he wants an explanation from Reed Hoover. I don't know. I think he's safe on the replay.
And honestly, it's baffling that they went to the second base bag as opposed to third. I get the infield shifted for the left-hander Wolko. But in a one-run, or a tie game, rather, where that run would give you the lead, that's intriguing.
2-2 to Wolko. Strike 3 called. Got him with a fastball down low. And that strands Brown at third base. After 7, game is tied at 4. Driver up to bat next after this. Nothing like a stop to the Foothills Brewing flight deck to cool you off on a hot, muggy evening in Winston-Salem as the dash and the drive are knotted at 4. Top of the 8th inning is led off by Cespedes. He takes a first pitch high for ball 1. Out of the hand of Jack Young. Came into the game in the 7th with 2 away in place of Tommy Vale, who allowed the tying run to score. Back-to-back doubles by Antonio Anderson and Stanley Tucker. Here's the 1-0. Lifted softly toward the middle of the infield. All four infielders converge, and the shortstop Burrows comes down with it near the mound. One gone in the eighth. So Cespedes pops out. He is 0 for 4. And now Luke Heyman, who's 1 for 3, steps in on the right side. Final line for Vail, by the way, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks or strikeouts. 2 up, 2 down for Young, and the first pitch to Heyman finds the zone downstairs and inside. No balls, 1 strike. Heyman batting .250, 23 hits this season, 7 home runs, 19 runs batted in. The next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Beautiful breaking ball toward the outside half from the right-handed side armor Young. A .585 ERA and a .127 whip. Time called and a pitch clock violation called on the batter Heyman, so he strikes out looking.
You know, there have been 2 of those now today, and I'm not sure if it's a in the box call as much as a they're not making eye contact call. But whatever it is, the Dash will take it.
Second pitch clock violation on a batter, and third in total. Pitcher Juan Correla had one in the second inning, I think, to walk Yoferi Rodriguez. Here is Gerardo Rodriguez on the right side of the pitch by Young. Swung on, grounded off Young's leg. He chases after it toward third. Bare hand grab and a snap throw to first is dropped a little bit by Hernandez, but they're going to give Rodriguez the infield single with 2 away in the top of the 8th.
That's reaction, but I think Young, if you asked him about it, he'd say, I want that one back. Because if he didn't touch it, I mean, Ryan Burrows is positioned perfectly to go field this baseball, but because Young knocked it down, it allowed the single.
And now Guillermo Quiros is going to take the ball from Young and bring in Frankeli Arias, who's warming down the right field line. So we'll take the pitching change with the team. Game tied at 4 in the top of the 8th. 2 out and 1 on. Back in a moment as Arias comes into pitch. Cooper, 6 foot, 210 pounds, 23 years old, out of Randleman, North Carolina, so a little bit south of Greensboro. Free agent picked up by the White Sox earlier this year. Isaiah Jackson will bat with a runner at first. Gerardo Rodriguez singled. Jackson is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored in the second inning. The pitch by Cooper is swung on, broken bat, liner over to the shortstop. Burrows behind second, makes a catch. And that is out number 3. 1 hit, 1 left on, no runs, no errors. And the on-field game taking a little longer than originally scheduled here on Boston Tea Party night at Truist Stadium.
Well, they dumped some tea on those people's heads.
Got it. So there was the tea dumping that we were anticipating. Here's the pitch to Tossing. He swings and skies it foul behind us here in the broadcast booth for a strike.
I had tea today, and it was red tea today, too. So
red
tea.
tea.
It was honorary. It was a strawberry green tea from Bubble Bear, this boba place I go to in Greensboro.
Oh, wow, okay.
With lychee jelly. It was fantastic.
Okay. Oh, you got all the bells and whistles with that.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't have that back in 1776.
I haven't. No, certainly. I don't think they knew what a lychee was. Another pitch clock violation. This time on Kylander. It's 1-1 on Tossig. Here's the pitch. That is way outside, past the catcher Heyman to his left. 2-1. Tossig has the infield shifted toward first. 2-1. Inside, belt high, 3-1. Could you, just imagine all of the things that exist today that would give somebody in 1776 a myocardial infarction. It would just be swing and a miss at the 3-1, 3-2.
Yeah.
Can you imagine giving George Washington an iPad? His eyes would pop out of his head.
Yeah, you're on to something.
Payoff pitch to James Tossig, homered in the first inning. The pitch. He swings through a slider, down and in. 1 gone in the 8th inning. 4-4 our score.
But I think even an iPad's a little extreme. I think if you gave anybody, I don't know, 1980 an iPad,
This is true.
they'd look at you baffled.
They'd be less baffled, though.
Right.
Significantly, because
I think-
televisions, computers were already a thing by then. So they're used to the screens. Maybe not used to them. First pitch to Arxie Hernandez misses high. 1 ball, no strikes.
I want to see George Washington eat like a deep-fried Oreo. That would be a sight.
That would be awesome. Or just like a McDonald's cheeseburger. The 1-0. Lifted foul, 1-1.
That would be awesome. You think there'll ever be something like that's extreme, 250 years, right? But do you think there'll ever be something like that in our lifetime where it's, wow, I could never imagine.
I don't know.
right
I mean,
now.
it was like that with the iPhone.
True.
Nobody ever could have thought 1-1 misses away, 2 balls and a strike. Just how drastic of an impact that a device like that has had on our entire species.
Yeah.
So, you just never know nowadays. 2-1 is swung on and popped high in the air, but foul off to the right, 2-2. Highlander, the right-hander. That rhymes. In the set. The pitch. Strike called right down the middle on a fastball, and Hernandez knew it. 2 up, 2 down. Both strikeouts for Kylander. From the final out in the 7th inning, he has struck out 3 batters in a row, and now Ben Hartle will look to change that. He's 0 for 2, though. Struck out looking in the 6th inning. Flied out to right in the 4th, walked in the 2nd. Here's a pitch. Foul back. Little late swing on a high fastball, strike 1. I would destroy George Washington in, like, FIFA, though.
Oh, yeah. It would it would take an impressive amount of lack of skill to lose to that guy in a video game.
Now, I don't know. Maybe he picks it up real fast. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. He was a general, after all.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how that. I don't know how being a general in the 1700s correlates with your ability to pick up on hand-eye coordination.
True.
On an Xbox, but you never know. Swing and a floater out to left. A charge by Rodriguez. The left fielder snags it out of the air for out number 3. After 8, Dash and Drive are tied at 4. We head to the 9th. Score is knotted at 4. Dash and Drive in Game 3 of a 6-game set. Anybody's ball game heading into the top of the 9th inning. Yoferi Rodriguez leads off from the left side against the southpaw reliever Trey Cooper. Came into the game for a short time in the 8th inning with 2 gone. Pitched into a lineout to short off the bat of Isaiah Jackson. So this will be hopefully his first full inning of work. There is a right-hander warming down the right field line for Winston-Salem, though, so he's going to have to keep it quick. First pitch to Rodriguez is just low, ball 1. Fastball, cutter, slider, and a change for Trey Cooper, who hasn't allowed a run in his last 4 outings. His 1-0. Swung on, hit high in the air to right. Eli Brown can't find it. What a snag by Bryce Eblin. No, is that Ryan Burroughs? All the way in from shortstop, making a sliding catch with his back to the infield. That is out number 1 in the 9th inning. What a lucky break.
I mean, we talk about how he's a Swiss Army knife. I didn't think he'd expect to have to go play shallow right center field on a night he was listed as the shortstop. That was unbelievable.
He plays all the positions even when he's not there. Unbelievable defense by Ryan Burroughs. 1 gone for Antonio Anderson, who swings through a fastball away. Yeah, you bet that juiced Trey Cooper up, strike 1. Goes down in the scorecard as a P6 to right field. 0-1. Strike called on an off-speed down the middle. Nothing in 2. Anderson is 2 for 3 tonight. Singled in the 2nd inning to bring home a run and tie the game. Doubled and scored his last time up in the 7th. And now Cooper steps off. Time called by the catcher, Hartle. He jogs out to the mound, maybe to make sure that they're in line on the signals. Dash and drive tied at 4. We're in the top of the 9th inning, 1 away, and nobody on. Antonio Anderson stays warm out of the right-handed batter's box. Now climbs back in. Cooper out of the stretch. Delivers. Strike 3 called. Got him. Upstairs with a breaking ball. 2 gone in the 9th inning.
Much needed. After getting the lucky break by Burrows playing a fantastic defense. Come right back with a backwards K. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Great stuff.
Stanley Tucker steps in. The right-handed second baseman is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Struck out in the 4th. The pitch by Cooper. Fastball misses near the middle of the plate, down low. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Popped foul behind the plate, 1-1. Baseball under the lights in downtown Winston-Salem. Temp was 99 at the start of the ball game. Now it's down to 92. But it feels like 101 with that humidity. 1-1 misses outside and high. 2 balls and 1 strike. That has not stopped anybody from coming out to the ballpark tonight. Lots of fans making it work, as I'm sure they will tomorrow night and on Saturday. For the big dance, the 2-1 grounded sharply to short. 2-hand scoop by Burrows, who flings to first, and the stretch by Hernandez completes the 6-3. Trey Cooper goes 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 9th inning. The night is done for Griffin Kylander. 4 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He really held it down. Here's the first pitch to Bryce Eblin on the left side. It swung on and tapped, just foul down the first base line. A long, suspenseful strike 1. Eblin has taken really good strides at the plate the last month or so, but tonight he's 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Last night, he put up a 3 for 4 performance at the plate. And he's credited his recent success to just standing back ever so slightly in the batter's box. He used to crowd the plate a little bit. Now he's found a more comfortable position in the batter's box. 0-1 comes out of the stretch. McShane delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses inside, belt high. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're putting a sharp pull on Eblin toward first. Big gap trailing into right center field. And a little gap down the third base line into left. The 1-1. That's a tapper foul off his leg. 1-2. Matt McShane, 6'4", 220 pounds, 23 years old, out of Pennsylvania. 13th round draft pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2024. The pitch, up and away, 2-2. And then he was signed by the Red Sox in January last year. The 2-2. Just inside and low near the belt. Eblin works the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Love the patient approach out of the gate. Bottom of the 9th, tie ball game, 4-4. Game 3 of a 6-game set. McShane kick. 3-2 is sent in the air out to shallow right center field. Azakar makes the catch on the run in the shallow gap for the first out in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, the outfield has been locked down for really both sides this entire week, but it feels like anything hit out there that is not on a line or on a sharp ground ball is just in the air and into a glove.
Eddie Park, the left fielder, is 1 for 3. Struck out swinging in the second, singled in the fourth, and was stranded at third. Flied out to right in the sixth. He swings and ropes the first pitch foul down the third base line for a strike. Coming down to the wash and 4. 1 away, nobody on. A similar leftward or rightward shift on the left-hander Eddie Park, 0-1. Fastball up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt McShane making his 18th appearance out of the pen for Greenville, a 4.55 ERA. The 1-1 pitch. Park with a line drive and a base hit into the left field corner. Park rounds first, heads for second. Rodriguez plays it on the roll around, guns it to short. A 1-out double for Eddie Park. Marks his second hit of the night. The Dasher in business with the go-ahead run in scoring position.
He is a swing. There's a fastball outside. Park does. Park punches it down the left field line into that troublesome corner and just gets off to the races.
Eli Brown looks to drive Park in. Brown walked and was stranded at third base in the seventh, singled in the fourth, stranded at second, and he flied out a couple of times before. Time called. Drive manager Liam Carroll out to talk some sense into Matt McShane in place of Griffin Kylander. Eli Brown is one of the most well-rounded players on this Dash squad. Really knows how to settle in, keep a level head in these tight, high-leverage situations. And that is how he gets 4-4 of the night opportunity to walk off and guarantee at least a series split. Meeting adjourned. McShane goes to the rosin bag.
They intentionally walk Brown here. That's a smart play.
So Brown is walked intentionally. Don't see that all the time. Ryan Burroughs will bat next. Laid down a sac bunt back in the seventh inning to push Brown to second base, and he takes ball 1 on a breaking ball upstairs.
I can't believe he's not bunting here. The infield's all the way back.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball upstairs got the best of him. It's 1-1.
They are holding Park on pretty tightly at second, so he's not able to get a big lead, but we'll see.
Matt McShane darts his eyes towards second, steps off the mound toward first. Now retoes the first base side of the rubber. Even count, a ball and a strike on Ryan Burroughs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with some high heat. A fastball at 93. And it's 1-2.
I don't know about you, but this feels like deja vu from Tuesday. 2 runs. It's just the pitcher comes right back with some heat.
The 1-2 delivery. Swung on, ripped foul down the first base line. And off the side wall. Dash and drive tied at 4. 1 away. Park at second. Brown at first. In the bottom of the ninth inning. Opportunity here for some magic by Ryan Burroughs. Another 1-2 pitch from McShane. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the slider down and away. 2 gone in the ninth as Burroughs strikes out swinging.
I mean, slider away, and you know everybody's adrenaline is up. So you know the strike zone gets expanded in terms of what you're going to swing at. I think if you ask Burroughs, he'd want that one back.
Here's Gerald Perez, 2 for 3, a single and a triple. A fly out and a walk. First pitch. Fastball away. Good take. 1 ball, no strikes. Perez led Winston-Salem in home runs with 22 and doubles with 24 last season. He is full of extra base power. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball dips low and into the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Matt McShane climbs back up the hill, retoes the firing line on the first base side. Looks into Heyman, his catcher, for the signal. Park strays from second. Brown away from first. Infield shaded toward third against the righty Perez. He takes a breaking ball just low, and it's called ball 3. Good frame by Heyman. I thought that one was going to be a strike. But Perez is way ahead. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the pitch. Breaking ball down low. 4-pitch walk is drawn by Perez, and that loads the bases in the bottom of the ninth. Park moves to third, Brown to second, as Perez sets the table for George Wolko. Wolko singled and scored back in the first inning on James Tausig's home run. Tausig becomes the on-deck man here. But if Wolko reaches, it's not going to matter. Wolko has also struck out twice. He's going to have to be careful outside. And he takes one high and in, a fastball at 94. The breaking ball down and away from the left-hander Wolko has been his kryptonite. 4-4, bases loaded, 2 away, bottom 9. The 1-0 from McShane. Swung on, lifted, out to left field. It is down, a base hit. Eddie Park scores. Wolko the hero, a 5-4 Winston-Salem winner. Wolko is mobbed near second base. Boom, there goes the Gatorade. Winston-Salem guarantees at least a series split heading into tomorrow night's contest where they'll go for their first series victory of the second half.